Maybe, have you ever wondered why do some people succeed and others do not? You have life, struggling all your life to get ahead. However, the years go by and you continue in a continuous circle where what do is simple subsists. One day pass, then another, and the other follows. But your situation remains the same. It is as if you are walking in circles and you come back to the same place where you live and you look back and have not advanced. Everything becomes a routine without finding a solution for you and your loved ones. You have the right to improve yourself, to live better, but do not wait for everything to come from heaven. Or if you think that the government should think about social projects to get ahead to you and your family, or if you are waiting to hit the lottery, because what you are waiting for is for someone else to think for you, to make your quota of effort, or you think that because you are in that situation, your relatives are obligated to help you and enter into courage with others. Simple because we do not want to face the reality and our share of responsibility. The life in this world is very beautiful. You have to know how to live it, and as in everything, there are times to play, to study, and then come the moment when you are quite responsibilities. This is where you must leave the comfort you have been accustomed to, not you have to leave yourself be quiet by the circumstance of life, because if your family has been poor, that's fine. It's part of living, and you should be grateful, but you should not settle for that. You must tell yourself, if my parents were poor, did not learn to read, and barely earned enough to survive, you must respect them, because thanks to them you have grown, but you are not obligated to be the same. You deserve to be better. Fight to achieve your dreams. The success of people lies mainly in a mind and persistence, because regardless of whether your family, parents, siblings, or close friends have been conformists, you have a very important tool, and it is your mind, which can get you ahead in any terrain that you step on, because you are strong, and if someone tells you that you cannot do it, or you're crazy, and others, they have tried it and have not been able to, you should not let yourself be beaten by those people, even though they are your relatives. They have no right to limit or tie you up, because if they do not want to succeed and you do, there is nothing to stop you. There are people who are stuck in a visible prison and eat the key with the only goal of never leaving it, but those people, despite having those thoughts, can move forward. Today, their main enemy is their mind. In the other words, your idea are gaining your body and are guided, because your mind is like the captain of the ship. The captain is the leader, and if it is well directed, we always take you to your destination. For more how long the trip is, and as difficult as it may seem, but that same captain who is your mind, if he decided not to leave to the coast, nobody will convince him that he will succeed unless he is convinced. And for more that you want to help, if in your mind feeling of frustration, anger, pain, humiliation coexists, however much you offer, all the riches of the world, you will not get ahead because you have won your mind, but negatively, and that is destructive for your personal progress. You must self-manage yourself. You must always say, I can. You must tell yourself, if someone else did it, I can do it too. You should not give up. Nothing is easy in life. That who that succeed reaches. All people who seek it and who strive to achieve their dreams. The important thing is to know what you want. Think well. Draw in your mind the desired goals. Point it out. Make it clear in your mind what you want. You must also put dates to your goals. For example, I want to have a good restaurant, but it is not enough to tell you you want a good restaurant. You have to tell yourself how big you want it, number of employers, start date the operation, capital with which you are going to start your investment. Have you planned well-defined business along with the part of financing and a market study that determine the best location of your business? Because even you have the competition by your side, your customer will always look for you because you make the difference. Thanks to the mind of human beings, great inventions have been archived in a favor of humanity. Everything that we have around us was already thought by other person and we are enjoying it today. Therefore, thinking about something specifically not is fair. Everything has its merit. Ideas come from the mind, and it is precisely your mind that is going to help you to get ahead. That you arise in the chair, or it is the one who is going to make you fall and never get up. Do not invite people who have money or for the sole fact that they pass in front of you with a good vehicle of the latest model and with good clothes. If you are in that condition, something must have done well to be where you are today. All otherwise, you must study it. Ask yourself, what will that person have done to achieve success? Do not live in anguish for what you do not have today. Reader, I invite you to meditate and ask yourself in the following question: what can I do in me to change and be successful? If you ask yourself that question, it means that you have had the humanity to accept that the problem is you and that nobody is going to remedy it for yourself. Truly, you were born alone because even if you were twin, they were not born in the same minute and second. First one came, and then the others. Likewise, I tell you, you know when you are going to die. Of course not. That is why we should not be selfish with ourselves. We must accept our mistakes. Know that we have made a mistake in our lives, and it is never too late to realize that we have made mistakes and that we are in the just in time to able to correctly. Everything you see around you was already invaded by human beings, from a bus, a train, an airplane, roads, radios, computers, among others. But there are many things to invite, things that nobody has done. An example would be the supercomputer that were invented over 60 years ago were extremely large computers that occupied large rooms. Today are smaller and have left people who have known how to take advantage of those inventions to create applications such as Facebook, Google, WhatsApp, among others, and will continue to appear people who have a winning mentality that will go forward. You must follow your dreams. You must live the average. Never be mediocre. You must believe it. Think that you can, and you deserve it. Everything that is created in your mind. What you think can be done. There is always a way. Therefore, I invite you not to let yourself down. Don't get depressed. Do not let yourself be deceived. Let yourself be convinced. Remember that you are to succeed. You will run into many stones along the way with people who do not want you to succeed because they have not done it. They are those who do not chop good but who do not learn the axe. Never let them tell you that you are useless because all us who came to this world have a purpose in life and we are fighters, saying we were created by the word of God and conceived by our parents because we competed with millions who wanted to occupy our space, live, but we were successful and we triumphed. We do not know what future awaits us. It is uncertain, but if we know that we make the change, happiness, success, dreams, hope are in our sight. The following is an anecdote from when I arrived in December 1982 when I was a 6th grade child of the Dr. Ferraz School located on Cayo Blancos in Costa Rica. At the age of 12, as usual, my father went pick up the final grade of 6th grade. My teacher told my father while I was next to him that he had approved the year, but that it did not make sense to send his son to school because he was not going to serve to study. I must accept that it was not an outstanding student, but I never failed the grade in school. And although is it true that my grades were not very high, I struggled to go through the grades. I remember that at least 2 times I did not get to school because I was on my way playing soccer in El Tajo, but it was not that I was not interested in my studies. Reader, go to the class. Every year I had to go to take coffee to save money and buy shoes. And any times in our lives we can run into people who tell us in our own nose that we are not good for anything. And if we add to this that who write to them was 12 years old boy, we might not be psychologically prepared to listen similar statement or comment that marked my life for the least the next 8 years, to such an extent that I believed in the words of my teacher and how my family was poor, where my father was a carpenter and my mother a housewife. The following years, when instead of being enrolled in school, I told my father that I was not going to enter secondary school. Reader, I was going to help him work so he could bring more variety of meals to our dishes and help pay the rent home. This was how at my young age of 13 I started working. My first job was assistant in a furniture store. I was hired as a sender at the Rojas Furniture Store in Guadalupe. Then I continued the work at the Trejos printing house. I learned how to operate sewing machine and I continue to get experience. However, at the end December 1990, when I was almost in my 20s, I reflected and I say to myself, how is it possible that I have listened to my teacher and left my study drop? I will take them back. This is how I enrolled in the night school Liceo Jose Joaquin Jimenez Núñez at 20 years old. But this time I had a great goal in my mind to be a high school graduate. I had to make up for the lost time that around that time were 8 years of study. But it was so much to desire to excel that no matter who worked during the day and studied at night. I achieved my goal, being the third best average of the school, graduating from a high school at my 25 years. At this point in my life, I could understand that nobody has a crystal ball to judge another person because the future is not writing. We are responsible for writing it. It depends on your dreams, your goals, and if they are firm and you have persistence, you will achieve it. In this sense, what happened left me great lessons, and one of these is that maybe my teacher did not say what she said because he wanted to hurt. I thought if he produced a normal reaction when I was a child, I was not prepared to receive this comment. However, I must thank her because although I did not continue my studies in company with my other schoolmates to go to school, I went preparing at work at a young age and I became very responsible in the thing I did. In other words, the work generated a lot of confidence and great teachings, and instead of expressing some resentments toward my teacher, I must thank her because from a very young age I had been a dedicated worker. I started young and at 20 I returned to my studies without being forced by anyone. I studied with such passion that it did not matter if a word they told me. I had to work late, doing extra hours, and when it was coming out, I was going to school because I wanted to be a high school graduate. At the end of high school made me think again, and I went back to say to myself, if I could be a high school graduate, now I want to be a professional, and I did. I decreed. I set a new goal. I sold two sewing machines that I had in my house, and with the same money, I financed my first quarter at the Central University, a private university in Costa Rica, also working during the day, studying at night, and my dream was fulfilled. I managed to conclude my studies, first being an engineer and then a degree in computer science with an emphasis in computer science management, and my dedication was so much that I even became a professor of Introduction to Computing, Management of Computer Centers, and Advanced Visual Basic Programming, and I feel very proud for having achieved my professional goals, and today I am the only professional in my family, and I say it with pride because thanks to this success I have managed to raise my family, my wife, and my three children, and my parents who encouraged me to study. From heaven they see that the achievement have borne fruit. We all have a story in our lives. It depends on ourselves how we are going to deal with it. Everything is in our mind. You have the decision, but it's very important that you release that in order to study or reach a concrete goal, you must have decided and motivation, because however much you want it, you will stumble. If you do not have the illusion, you must fill yourself with a lot of fear, because fear move mountains. This is a story based on real event, and it is nice to comment on it so that future generation and people who have run into a similar situation do not worry. On the contrary, that they draw strength of will and courage that will serve as an incentive to force and say that no one commands in your mind. It is enough to have a clear object in your life, and not matter how difficult it is, if you have in mind that goal to achieve your dreams, you will achieve it. For that reason, I recommend you that you know how to select your friends well. I do not tell you to leave them, because it would be rude of you. You can help and support them, but do not be influenced by people who tell you that you cannot do such a thing. It is not true, because as long as there is a life, there is a hope. You are the most important person in the world. You must love and love yourself. Fight to achieve to goals. Never let them tell you otherwise. You do not have to argue, but struggle to achieve your dreams. You are free to think what you want. You have an open book, and the sheets of your book are blank. You write what you want. Nobody is going to help you bring food to your table, to your family. And if you have sons or daughters, try to be a worthy example. Look at you as a fighter. Never let your arms down. Be yourself, and I assure you that in the eyes of your family, you will be a hero. Because life is a continuous cycle. When the father teaches her the son, then the son grows, and the son has children, and he teaches his children again. That life is a continuous struggle. For that you deserve it. Keep fighting for your dreams. That is the end. What you will achieve, do not accept it. For that reason, do not back down, not even together moment. If you are desperate and you believe that your life has no meaning, it is not true. You are special. You are a mirror for your family. They will support you. You are their hero. But even so, if they do not support you, follow your own inspiration or seek inspiration from others who have succeeded. Never give up. Do not throw away a life so beautiful. There is much to live for. Do not let yourself be quieted by problems. There is always a solution, and never think about ending everything just for the fact that you think you have not managed to get ahead, and that everything will continue the same. It is not true. Remember, you have a book with white sheets. You fill it with what you want, with plans and profitable projects. Therefore, fight to achieve your dreams. You deserve it. Not all is lost. Remember that God always guards us and accompanies us along the way. He will not leave us alone. You are special, and you are deserve good things. You deserve to get ahead. Do not worry. And if you seek only a coat of footprints in the sand, it is because God take you in His arm. It will never leave you. I assure you. There are people with less reason have managed to get ahead, because look in the mirror. If you have your hands and feet intact, if you do not have any paralysis or disease that affect your motor performance, you are lucky, because you are a millionaire. There are people who they encounter some physical impairment, and as human beings we are a leg or hand do not produce alone. You would have a place, a prosthesis, and it is not the same. So, if you have all your organs and you are in good health, you have everything to succeed. It does not matter if you do not have money. That is a part of the consumer world, because remember, ideas without money and you will be successful, but money without ideas, you will lose the whole money. Everything is in your mind. Enjoy what you do, be happy, fight for what you want. Do not stop until you get it. It is up to you to get out of the comfort state. You must be persistent. Not all people want the same. Some people want to be wealthy. Others want to have a leg that they need. Others want to have a children. Others want to see their children studying in the best school. Others want to fly. But not everyone wants to the same. If there were no taser, it would be a world without grease. That is why what moves the floor, whether it is to conquer your girlfriend or boyfriend, fight, there is always a way. And if it could not, for some reason, the world is not over. If you cannot conquer that couple, it is because there is another that you do not know, and it is your future, but that you have not discovered yet. Do not think that everything you see is the only thing that exists. There is always a beyond, and at this point in life, when we are in a globalized world where the internet unites all borders, we have a world full of opportunities for all. Not all people have the same skills. Some are experts in one area, others are quick in others. So this world is full of opportunities and we should not grip, struggle to achieve your goals. If you want to be competitive, you must prepare yourself. You cannot look for a welding job. If you have not learned the art of welding before, you cannot aspire to operate a person. If you have not studied to be a doctor with a specialty in surgery, and you cannot aspire to be a millionaire. If you do not know how to manage your personal finances, at least to manage our income and expenses. Unfortunately, this is a subject that is not given at a school, college, not even universities. They are seen in the school of life, and I recommended it for a prosperous life. I believe that life is a school. You must learn be in an example of life and overcoming for others. And even if you think your life does not make sense, do not think so. There are people who admire you as you are for the effort you give day with day to leave your worries for what. Do not doubt you deserve it. If you are the only person who looks after the well-being of your family and you believe that their money is insufficient, I advise you that when you leave your work, do not come to your house to rest. Keep fighting. Create other mechanisms that will help you to get ahead as human beings, and somewhere in our lives we have already done something that we have learned and very well, but just because we are not exploiting it today does not mean that we cannot resume it. If you know how to make a bread, make shirts, or other lucrative activity that can serve you, I invite you to do it while you settle. The point is not to stay asleep, because while some sleep, Others are working hard, and then you wonder why others succeed and we do not. The effort should not stop. Do what you do. Do it with love, dedication, persistence, and always orient to achieve the objectives. Do not work just to earn money. Work because you have a clear goal. Help your family because you have a goal. The money will come later. If today you are going through an economic situation where it does not reach you to pay for the house, electricity, telephone, food, or clothing, you can make an extra effort, but do not wait for the government to come to your help. Do not expect to hit the lottery. You have the way to get ahead alone. You can make some empanadas in your own kitchen and you carry a basket, and I assure you, when you come back, you come with money so that later you reinvest and take it forward to your family. Because waiting for others to help you is not within our plans. We must reinvent it ourselves. Look for alternatives that lead us to solve our personal and financial problems by ourselves. And with this, we will feel useful in our lives and we will feel that our life is really worth the wait. Struggle to achieve your dreams. Do not let yourself be overcome. Always self-subjecting yourself, saying, I can do this, that I have wanted all my life, and it is time to reinvest yourself. And even if you do not have money, you will have many ideas to overcome those problems. I know it is difficult, but who said fair to achieve something by ourselves with our hands has more merit, things no better. We value them more. We feel that everything has a price and we must take care of it. And if our ideas have served to inspire you, we will have fulfilled our mission. We will have managed to contribute something to the world. And as your slogan says, adding value to the world. It is our greatest interest. God is with us. So do not doubt the success. Come up the way. You are going to get ahead. You are unique. You deserve it as the universe. And the universe will grant it without hesitation. But when you ask the universe, do it with devotion and convinced that you will achieve it. Since any goal that you prepare, you will achieve it. Although it is difficult, you will achieve it. You deserve it. We can achieve our goals. We will achieve that because everything we think with great effort, and if we insist and have persistence and fight for the goal, we will achieve it. So much gets the picture to the wearer that ultimately breaks. Try to inspire you. Everything you want, you will be rich it without remedy. You ask the universe, ask God with much fight. If you already know what you want, ask for it completely with names and surnames, whatever you want. Like for example, I want the job X. Besides, you must believe that what you have asked, it is as if what you asked for you already have it. And you start to thank God, to universe, for having given you that much you want. You must self-manage. Remove those negative thoughts from your mind. You must always think abundantly because what you ask with a lot of faith, you will have it. It is as if you were asking the genius of the lamp, but instead of the three wishes you are going to have the one you want. Of course, that you must act accordingly, since not only it is enough to ask, you must fight to make things happen. If the mountain does not to the Mohammed, Mohammed does the mountain, because for more fight and decide to achieve the success you want too much. If you stay with the arm crossed, what you want is not going to come to you, so you must act accordingly for what you want. To become reality, it is like the person who wants to be a professional but does not enroll in the university. Obviously, if he does not do it, he delays the process. So you have to take action. And finally, we should be grateful for everything receives. Do not wait for something else to solve your affairs, to which you must do, because if you have a dream, you are the only who must pursue it until you achieve it. Do not delegate your goals to another. Succeed is not achieved automatically unless you have measured. You must be present and you will see that your dreams come true. You are the most important person and you must fight for it. We must give thanks for having achieved what you want. You must remove bad feelings from your mind. Never say, you cannot, because all your effort to build in your mind can come back. Always think positive feelings, gratitude, happiness, joy, abundance. Everything you create in your mind, you can reach it. Give thanks to God, to this infinity power, and thanks for all the fight that you have. For your good will, go ahead and receive what you have asked, because now is the time to receive what you thought and you have achieved, you deserve it. And now that you have what you have asked for, fight to maintain it. Make good decisions. Thank you.